So, driving home from work today, I had some fuckwad tailing me, just banging on the horn. I looked in my rearview mirror and it was some dork in a BMW or Mercedes or some other overpriced piece of shit. I could see the dude's veins bulging in his forehead, and literally I could see the specks of saliva splashing off the windshield, and he is leaning over the steering wheel, yelling at me as if this was going to help me hear him better. By the looks of him, he is a pretty big dude, so unlikely for me, I have to stop at a light. At this point, my girlfriend is kind of freaking out. I am probably 5'7" or 5'8" with my hair standing up and don't weigh much more than $150, maybe 60, after a big meal. Never been much of a fighter, didn't really have to. I have to say, it's kind of freaked me out, so of course Mr. Testosterone has to get out of his car and confront me. Like I said, he looked big, and when he got beside me, unfortunately again for me, he was probably 6'2", maybe 200, 220 pounds, dressed in a pretty sharp suit with no jacket, and his tie loosened. Probably had a pretty bad day as he proceeded to call me everything but an English-speaking white man. On and on. If I was to get out of the car, he'd beat my ass, blah 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 blah. Finally, he called me a little cocksucker, and then he told my girlfriend that I was a bitch. That old bitch card. So, I continued to look straight ahead. I rolled my window down, maybe halfway, well, not quite halfway, and asked him if he was having a bad day. Without warning, road rage guy punches at me. Fucking longest light in the history of LA right here. Sadly for him, his big fucking mitt hits most of my window. Shaking his hand, he yells for me to get out of the car. This is where it gets funny. I'm still looking straight over my steering wheel. He takes one step closer to the car to open it as the light changes. Again, sadly for this fucking meathead, I had already locked the door. Still looking ahead, I lunged through my partially open window, grabbed him by his tie, and pulled him toward my car. Frantically, I rolled up my window and hit the gas, dragging this fuckwad through the intersection. Have you ever seen a cruising, swearing salesman doing a sidestep at 15 miles per hour? I'm still kind of laughing, and of course my girlfriend thinks it is hilarious. I'm still a little pissed off that I didn't hit 30 miles per hour and drag this fucking monkey through the streets of LA. So, if you were Mr. Anabolic Steroid that assaulted me, too bad for you, buddy. But I sincerely hope that you have another tie and pair of dress shoes. Those shoes have to be scuffed the fuck up. I do admire your agility at running beside my car doing crossovers. Your football training probably saved your life.